Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Of course, you can see I'm not coming at you from home tonight. I'm on vacation at the cabin about 4 hours away. On my trip up here, I was doing some research, and I noticed some trends starting to happen in the NFL market. So some stuff I wanted to share before I get home. It might be too late. So I'm going to share that stuff with you. We're going to go ahead and roll the intro and get right into it. All right, guys, so I want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time for the lighting and the audio. I wasn't really prepared to shoot a video, but I, discovered some stuff on the way up when I was doing some research. And, the market moves really quickly these days. And if I was to wait all the way till Monday or Tuesday to get this video out, you guys might miss the opportunity. So, I'm taking some time out, give you guys some information. If you like what you hear, if you appreciate it, I like pushing this content out to you guys. Go ahead and give me a subscribe and a like. I do appreciate it. If you are currently in the NFL market or, dabble in cards altogether, you do know the NFL market is very volatile. They play once a week. They only have 16 games unless they make the playoffs. And it's quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are the ones that you are going to invest in and make most of your money off of. And right now in the market, every quarterback is on fire. Whether you're, retired like a Peyton Manning or you're a veteran like a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. If you've only been in, if you're one of the young superstars like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or even, guys coming into their second year to be starters like Drew Lock and Kyler Murray, all these guys are on fire right now. Their cards are almost untouchable. I'll throw up some examples of some stuff that I bought back in February and March. And I've actually flipped some stuff because I believe that right now on some of these cards, the time is to flip on some of these. Now, Patrick Mahomes, I believe he's long-term, but a lot of these quarterbacks you are going to want to flip. Also, while I'm on the subject of quarterbacks, one quarterback that I still think is a good buy and is still affordable is Jimmy Garoppolo. People have forgot about him, that he's been in the Super Bowl, and his Topps Chrome cards right now, probably the best bargain if you're looking for a quarterback. But that's not really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Mainly, I've noticed some trends with other position players, running backs and wide receivers. Now, not all of them and not all cards. It's not completely across the board. But what I've been noticing is Christian McCaffrey cards. He's your biggest statistical running back, especially if you play fantasy football. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley's cards, even Ezekiel Elliott cards, even though he's off-putting to some collectors. People don't like his attitude, but he produces. And then from the wide receivers side of the ball, you're looking at Michael Thomas. I really haven't seen it trickle over to many other wide receivers other than Michael Thomas. Mike Evans is getting some love, but I think that has a lot to do with Tom Brady being there. Chris Godwin could be a possibility. But in late February, Prism rookie card PSA 10s of Christian McCaffrey, you could buy them all day long for $60 to $75. And those cards are starting to push the $300 mark. And that's the first thing that got my attention. I was like, Christian McCaffrey cards are pushing $300 and he's a running back, which has been unheard of in the last couple years in investing in NFL cards because it's been all quarterbacks. Michael Thomas prisms have started to see, $150. Saquon Barkley cards are well over $100. His 2018 prism. But these are PSA 10s, mind you. I don't really pay attention much to the raw cards. They're probably where you're going to get your best bargain at the moment. But yeah, I just want to put that out there to pay attention to the market now because I think that it's starting to trickle over into some of the position players, specifically some of your guys who are your fantasy superstars. Not necessarily on winning teams, but they put up big numbers. And I've tried to narrow it down and figure out why this might be happening. First of all, one reason is I think the quarterbacks are just getting too expensive. Even the quarterbacks that, they have potential, but they're unproven, their cards are just through the roof. And you have a proven running back who's an all-pro, pro bowler, 1,000 rushing yards, 1,000 receiving yards, somebody like Christian McCaffrey, just crazy stats, and they're just underpriced in comparison to the quarterbacks. So I think a lot of people can't afford the quarterbacks anymore, so now they're going to start dabbling into some of the higher statistical players, the guys who get a lot of attention and a lot of touches and a lot of running stats, if you will. Also, the other thing is just the influx of people coming into the hobby. There's only so many quarterback cards out there. New people coming into the hobby, and they're going to dictate what happens in the hobby. If they like running backs, they're going to buy them. If they like wide receivers, they're going to buy them. So more people coming into the hobby, is going to maybe diversify what you're going to start to collect in NFL cards. And also, I believe a big influx of the people coming into the hobby are people who play fantasy football. I personally play fantasy football. I follow all of the players, their stats. Christian McCaffrey, he's your first pick of the draft. Saquon Barkley, those guys are all first-round picks when it comes to fantasy football. And your quarterbacks tend to fall by the leeway in fantasy football, unless you're a Pat Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson. And these guys are coming into collecting cards, and they're going to go with what they're familiar with. They're familiar with these running backs. They're familiar with these receivers, and that's what they're going to buy. And I think that is another, circumstance that is running up the market on players that aren't quarterbacks. Your running backs and your wide receivers. So I just want to put that out there for you guys. I'm only seeing it right now in the Prism rookie cards, and I'm only seeing it really with those players: Christian McCaffrey, Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, Michael Thomas. I haven't seen it with a Julio Jones, because he's been in the league for a while. I haven't seen it with an Odell Beckham, Alvin Kamara a little bit. But yeah, these are just some of the guys that I just want to bring to your attention, so you guys can get out there, maybe scoop a couple of these cards up while they're still a little bit cheap. The Prisms are actually getting pushed up, which you know what that means. That means you're going to want to turn to the optics. Go ahead and grab yourself up some optics if they're really cheap. The Christian McCaffrey Prism PSA 10 is pushing over $300. I grabbed myself an Optic Holo the other day for $175, just so I could get in a little piece of it, little piece of the pie on this. So, hopefully the trend continues, because it'll make NFL collecting a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. It won't make it so, closed-minded on the quarterbacks, and that's really all you want to chase. You can start collecting some of these other players, getting some value out of these other players, and it just makes it more fun. It makes it more open to everybody. So really, that's all your time I wanted to take tonight. Wanted to get this out here to you guys. Go ahead, see if you can find some deals on some of these players if you have any interest in buying any of them. I'm going to take a look. I'm probably going to pick up a few just to be safe. Nobody wants to miss the boat, especially when it comes to investing. And thanks for listening to this. Here in the cabin, bad lighting, bad audio. My face, need a shave. But anyway, guys, until next time, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later.